Aislinn Linderman, Addison Udovich, and Jace Trebecki. Thank you for coming and spending some time in your summer to help with our school board meeting. Mr. Mahoney.
Good evening, everyone. Excuse me. I'd like to thank you for coming out tonight. The regular board meeting of June 20th, 2024 will now come to order. Please rise for a moment of silence, be followed by our pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
An executive session was held this evening from 6:15 to 7:41 p.m. for a required mandatory annual school safety report, as well as personal and legal issues. Roll call, Mrs. Trebecki.
Mr. Buckton.
Here.
Dr. Kraus.
Here.
Mrs. Kroll. Here. Mr. Mann.
Here.
Mr. Pratt.
Here.
Mrs. Shoup. Here. Mr. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Sokol.
Here.
Mr. Menhart.
Here.
All members present.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting held May 16th, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion.
Second? Second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Unfinished business, Mr. Moorcroft. No unfinished business. Are there any additions to the agenda? None. Okay, remark from visit.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, I'm sorry. We need a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Dr. Kraus?
Second.
Second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Remarks from visitors, Mr. Buchan.
All right, cool. I have 11 of these, so I'll give these to you. You can disperse them as you see fit for who needs them. Then once we're done, I have an extra one I'll give you as well, so at least I didn't really do so many people. Printed 12. All right, I'm gonna try to get through this as fast as possible, and then at the end I'll give you a conclusion of what we're looking for and the total reason why I'm here. If you guys aren't familiar, obviously the Crucible mine property in Crucible is owned by the county, and it has been owned by the county for nearly 20 years. It was originally donated to them by Consult Energy, and before that it was owned by U.S. Steel. In the summer of 2022, the county they had an initiative where basically if the county had property and you could do something on the property to add to some economic development, they would entertain the idea and then they would vote on it and sell you the property. We presented an idea to them back in 2022, and the idea was to develop the Crucible property, and rather than develop it for housing because people can't afford the taxes to actually put a house down there, we proposed the idea of doing a middle market campground. And rather than doing a campground like the Cove or Jessup's, we said we were going to have a location where it is continuous rental. So no one could be there for greater than 2 weeks. It would generate recurring revenue and it would bring people into the community. The plans as it stands right now, we would have anywhere between 100 to 150 permanent and semi-permanent locations down there. So these are cabins. Somewhere in the pamphlet, I have some pictures of the cabins. They're pretty nice. They're expensive. We have a partner out of Lancaster, PA, who is coming in with this. They're a builder, and they build these things, and they're partnering with us to bring them in. We estimate that anywhere between 200 to 300 people a week will be rotating through that area once this thing is fully operational. Project status, easy way of saying this, we entered into an agreement with the IDA where over the period of the next 5 years, the property remains in the county's names while we file for permits, grants, everything that we need to do to get this property where it needs to be for development. Once that is done, we then take ownership of the property, and there's agreements set up for the total purchase price of the property and all that, which has nothing to do with you guys. The issue that we face is that in our agreement, there is something called a pilot agreement. This basically means that we are making a payment in lieu of taxes. Why this is happening? This is a good faith type of thing to the community. We don't have to make this payment, but because technically we could take ownership of this today, we're not doing it for grant funding and other reasons. We said, hey, listen, we would still like to make a payment to the school district and to the local municipality in the county. Let's come up with a value on this property, and then we will make those donations to the appropriate taxing bodies. That property, when it was donated to the county, was assessed at $6,000 an acre. The average property in that area is assessed at $450 an acre. The further you go into this, you'll kind of see there's some underlying data. I basically made these packets so you guys can take this and review this and see what it is. The reason why I'm here. So, the IDA and the county have come up with a proposed value on this property of $750 an acre. It's, what is it? It's $300 an acre higher than an identical property that's right next to it, and it's almost $500 more than a piece of industrial property that's right next to it. So it's a higher value, but it's less than the $6,000 an acre. And what they are proposing, what they asked me to do, is go to each one of the taxing bodies and get their support. Do they need your support? No. They could technically just be like, yeah, good, go. Pay the money. But they would like to have support from each and every one. Why? I don't know. Maybe to make everyone feel good. So I am here to present this to you guys. You guys have the data. If you so believe that you guys have faith in the county and the IDA, we're asking that you guys put together some type of a vote or a statement saying that, hey, we support the county and the valuation that they propose to set the money that will come to us, however you would like to phrase that.
Can you explain to these people what the IDA is?
Yeah, it's the Industrial Redevelopment Authority. So basically, it's a wing of the county that is able to operate independent of the county and not basically be beholden to the county laws, if that makes sense. So it's a way for them to take property that is distressed that the county owns, or property that is independently owned by individuals, redevelop it, get it back onto the tax rolls, so it's not a burden on society, it's an advantage to the society.
And I can assume that any reassessment will just be based off of infrastructure and everything that you build there. They're not going to reassess the land once it's developed.
So this is the issue. So the issue is that because the property is owned by the county, it's not taxed. So they can't go and assess the property because it's owned by the county. It's that simple. So the solicitor for the county is like, we can't reassess it because it's owned by the county. And we're like, we know, but like, we're trying to come up with a value. So the IDA has now come up and said, listen, for the next 3 to 5 years, as long as this is in this option agreement, it'll be based at $750 an acre. You'll make the appropriate calculations and make the payments to the school district, municipality, and the county. Once everything transitions out, it's open game at that point. Then the assessment office comes in, they assess the property based on the development of the property, and we're off to the races.
Yeah.
It'll be, the first tax will be based off of sale price 100.
Correct, right. And that was my,
Yeah.
I didn't know if they were only going to
What's the
reassess the
timeline?
improved value.
What's your timeline on this as far as your outlook?
It's 3 to 5 years before we take ownership of the property.
3 to 5
full
years.
ownership, yeah.
And then your forecast till your...
You're looking another 2 years of that. So I mean, it's a total development project, probably about 7 years.
7 and 10.
Yeah. The problem is that if we would take ownership of it, we would immediately file for a reassessment, and the reassessment would happen, and it would be nowhere near these values. And this is just where the hiccup comes into it.
Right.
But like I said, we're not asking you guys, and it's very important, like we're not asking you guys to like set like a new tax or determine an assessed value. It's literally just saying, hey IDA, we support you in this project. We would rather have some money than no money. Because that's the alternative. The alternative is we can't come up on an agreement and nothing goes anywhere, nobody gets anything.
Are we the first taxing body you came to, or is this?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the most important one? Because the tax as it stands right now would be at about $23,000 a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which we don't control that, you know that, right?
No, you guys set the millage
Millage
rate.
rate.
You set the millage rate and the county sets the assessed value. So what is happening is the county is saying, this is what the hypothetical assessed value of this property would be. We take that value of $750 an acre, take it times the millage rate, money is dispersed to each one of the taxing bodies and they get it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's the point of it. Yeah, we're not asking you guys to do anything like that. It's just,
Yeah, we can.
yeah, you can't. No, absolutely. Does this make sense? You guys have any questions for me?
Pretty cool project.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an awesome project. It will do tremendous things once it's fully done. We have a lot of support behind it. Total and all, I think, with the cabins and the investors, close to $10 million in investments coming into just the cabins and the housing on the property. So
It's awesome.
it's going to do something like nothing else in this area, that's for sure, if we get through with it. So,
Hope it works.
Yeah.
so do I.
Yeah, me too.
But anyway, do you guys have any questions for me? Super simple.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, I have one more here. I'm going to give this to you. And then I got to leave to go to baseball practice. Sorry, guys. I'll give this to you. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you, John.
Thanks. Are there any other remarks from visitors? John?
I don't know how this works.
You got-
I've never been here
just
for
come
20
in,
years.
State your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
3 minutes, my name's John Krysak, been here for 30 years, and this is something that, how you want to say, it's just rumors. I have cutting custodial staff. But what I'm just going to tell you, when I first started here, what we had working here worked. But since renovation came around, new areas been added, new floors been added. Instead of taking 20 minutes to clean a room, now you're up to 45, 50 minutes a room to make sure it's a clean, safe environment that I was told to me by Mr. Zayor. That's what my job was for. Now, if you start cutting custodial staff, now you're going to get your students and your faculty at risk for other things that is not proper. The building's not going to be cleaned properly, the floors ain't going to get scrubbed every day, the desks won't get done. Because now you got to spend more time in more areas that aren't going to get done. So you got to skip this, skip that, skip this. So all I can say is, if you want to take these diseases home to your family, to home, that's what you're dealing with right now. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you for your concern. Anyone else? Okay, thank you, Mr. Crossett. Any student representatives this evening?
No, sir, they're on vacation.
They're on vacation.
It's true.
Okay, administrative reports, Mr. Moorcraft.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just quickly, want to take a moment to thank every individual from our custodians to security to teachers, IT, administration, secretaries, and students who worked so hard to make graduation an incredible success. It's wonderful to see everyone work as a team to pull this off. Our graduation speaker offered an inspiring message. So just thank you to everyone who helped. Best of luck to our seniors as they move on to leave their mark on the world. And I'm very proud of everyone here for just putting together such a spectacular program. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Moorcraft. Elementary principal, Mr. Berry.
Yes, Mr. Minhart. At the end of the year, our fifth grade students, teachers, representative partners from Pittsburgh Center for Arts and Media and the Domestic Violence Services of Southwestern PA all attended our unveiling of our fifth grade art project. The project, which is pictured below, focused on creating visual representation of our 7 mindset social emotional learning curriculum that we utilize down at the elementary center. All fifth grade students participated in the creation of the project, and the names of participants, although you can't see it, you have to go and check it out in person, are in the lower right-hand corner of the mural. The mural is actually, I think, 9 foot by 9 foot, but it might even be a little bit small in that look in there. It is placed in the entranceway to the school. It reflects the hard work and efforts of our students, and also serves as an artistic representation that our students can come back at any time to kind of enjoy and look at. So I just wanted to take a moment to express gratitude for certain individuals, Lindsay Huff, Alexandra Brooks, Mary Brunholtz, 5th grade students, 5th grade teachers, all of their hard work and efforts in creating such a memorable artwork for the elementary. And stop down sometime and see it. It really is a pretty fantastic project. It's the biggest one that we've done to date. So that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Berry.
You're welcome.
Middle school report, Mr. Paul.
Thank you, Mr. President. A couple things. I would like to thank Ms. Cassie Menhart, Mr. Robinson, and Donna Clark, along with the Greene County Airport. On June 5th and 6th, they took approximately 21 students from Carmichaels and other various schools, a couple from different counties, up to the airport. The students got to walk around, see different types of aircraft, talk to different types of pilots. It's something we've done in the past. It's lasted a week. We did it for 2 days this year. The students got to fly the simulators. It's a great thing for our community and our students that are interested in aviation. And that's something I think this community needs to be proud of. In my 3 years being here, we've had about 4 students that have their pilot's license before they get their driver's license, and I could be wrong on that. Guys, that's pretty impressive what you guys have here. So thank all the people. Mr. Franks also plays a huge part in that, so thank you guys for that. A logistical change I need to make. On my report, sir, it says August 15th for 6th grade orientation. We've had to change that. We've put it on the Jumbotron. I've emailed the parents of the 6th grade students, and it is on our Facebook page. We're going to change that date from August 15th. It's now going to be August 13th in the auditorium from 6 to 7:30. That'll be 6th grade orientation. With that being said, Mr. Menhart, I would like to thank all the members of this community, this board, the parents, more importantly, my teachers, my students. I've been doing this 24 years, and this has got to be one of the better ones I've had as far as the years. So I would like to thank all you guys for that. It's been a really good year. So with that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Paul. Senior high principal's report, Mrs. Gravacki.
Thank you, Mr. Menhart. For the board members, I gave you a couple extra things today. I gave you a FamilyGram, which is our end of the year packet that has a lot about our seniors and stuff. I also gave you an article about our 6th place Carmichaels Envirothon team. I thought it was well written, and many of our kids had some great comments in it, so please take those and look at those. I too would like to extend the congratulations to our 63 graduates and wish them the best of luck, and thank everybody who played an instrumental role in graduation. I'd also like to thank congratulate our softball team for playing in the state final and representing us very well. Congratulations, girls, you did awesome, and coaches also. And everything else is in the report for you to look at, but that concludes my part of the report.
Thank you, Mrs. Gravacki. Technology administrator report.
He's on.
Mr. Townsend on vacation. Maintenance supervisor report, Mr. Franks.
Thank you. Well, here we are. It's already the 3rd week of summer. At this point, we have started, as every year, multiple projects, nothing completed yet. The drain lining project this year at the high school is top priority and has to be done before school starts. We've got that project lined up to pull the trigger on it. This year we'll be doing the gym floor coating in-house with the same material that it was originally done with. We have, and these are just bullets, we have the air conditioning project for the last 4 offices in the middle school project started underway. We'll be getting that wrapped up as soon as Carl gets back from his vacation. Summer cleaning is underway in all 3 of the buildings. For the most part, everything's on schedule. Sort of a progress point is the elementary ground floor is waxed and the furnishings are going back in, and we'll be moving up to the next floor, which is, again, right on schedule. There are many outside projects that we want to get to. Some we're going to get to, some we're going to be leaving them for after school starts so that we can be assured we can get everything done inside the buildings. One point is one of our red maples, which those trees are really beautiful, but it's one right at the corner of Cherry Alley and Vine died. I contacted the nursery. We got another one coming. It was under warranty. So all good. And you may have noticed our football irrigation system is making the greenest spot in town on football. Everything's working there real well. And we irrigate generally twice a week when it doesn't rain at all. But we got to keep that root base up for the end of the season. We'll continue with whatever staff we have. I hate to see any of my people go, but I'm sure that everybody will do their best to fill in the space, pick up the slack, and keep going. So thank you, board members. Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Franks. Committee reports, Human Resources, Mr. Sokol.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to approve the substitute list addendum as presented.
Do we have a second to that motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve the agreement with ProCare Therapy for the extended school year as presented.
Second to the motion?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve the agreement with ProCare Therapy for 24-25 school year as presented.
Do I have a second to that motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion to approve the agreement with Advantage Rehabilitation Staffing for occupational therapy as presented.
Do we have a second to that motion?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve the contract with PAeducator.net as presented.
You want to mention it again? We'll get the second first. Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Questions? Mr. Moore.
Just so everyone knows, this is an invoice paid for it's for position advertising throughout the state. So it's not an agreement. Just so the public knows, it's an invoice being paid.
Okay. Roll call.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shoup?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Menhart?
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Motion to approve the memorandum of understanding with Adagio Health as presented.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to accept the resignation letter dated May 24th of 2024 from Kimberly Novak effective June 30th of 2024.
Do I have a second to that motion? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to offer middle school guidance counselor position to Joanna Karas, with the salary set at master step 1 and the terms per the professional contract.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shoup?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Mr. Menhart?
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Motion to eliminate 2 van driver positions and 1 PCA position effective June 30th, 2024.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shoup?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mr. Menhart?
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Motion to eliminate the assistant athletic director position effective June 30th, 2024.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shoup?
No.
Mr. Smith?
No.
Mr. Sokol?
No.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
No.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. Menhart?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-4.
Motion to accept the retirement notice of Angela Cole effective June 3rd, 2024.
Do I have a second to that? Mr. Buckton. Any questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to eliminate one custodian position effective June 30th, 2024.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shoup?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
No.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Menhart?
Yes.
Motion carries 8-1.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sutton.
Thank you.
Budget and Finance Committee reports. Mr. May.
Take a drink of water, this is a long one.
They're all roll call.
All right. Number one, motion to approve the 2024-25 district budget in the amount of $21,093,315 as presented.
Question.
Wait a minute, that's it.
Second.
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 Do second.
I'll second.
Okay.
Questions?
I have a question. Okay, this is the proposed budget that we received the other day, correct? Right?
Yes.
These are going to be directed to you. And this is your recommendation, this budget, all of it is your recommendation, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I have to ask, when was the last time, what year we had a balanced budget?
2 years ago, we,
2020, 2021?
2021 added back to the fund balance.
Okay. What is your projection to have a balanced budget, not in 2025, 24, 25, 25, 26? Are you projecting to have a zero balance budget impact that year?
The plan is to work really hard to get to that point, yes.
26. That's all I have.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other questions? Roll call.
Mrs. Shoup?
No.
Mr. Smith?
No.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
No.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
No.
Mr. Menhart?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-4.
Number two, tax structure. A, motion to levy the real estate tax at 26 mills, the 2024-25 budget, which represents a 0 mill tax increase.
Second.
Roll call.
Wait, who was
Hold
the
on,
second?
we need a second. Each letter. Okay, we have a second to that motion?
Yeah, second.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that. Any questions? Roll call.
Okay. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shoup?
Yes.
Mr. Menhart?
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
B, real estate transfer tax. Motion to adopt a 0.5% real estate transfer tax under Act 511 of the Local Tax Enabling Act.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Any questions?
Does this change from anything this is
It's
standard?
standard.
This-
Right, this is status
I
quo,
talked
right?
to
Yeah.
Dan
Just for
Sullivan
the-
today, it's,
just
Thank
making
Just
sure
for the
everybody's
public,
aware.
there is no increase in any of our taxes from last year, is that correct?
I want to make sure that
There's
the
no
public
increase.
and everybody understands we're not raising anything.
It is 0, and these are taxes that we've always adopted and we're allowed to adopt.
Just the way it's phrased is that we're adopting that, it's adopting
No,
what we've
it's-
already adopted
Good
before.
question.
Correct.
Good, good.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt,
Yes.
Mrs. Shute,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
and Mr. Menhart.
Yes.
All right, motion carries 9-0.
C, occupational privilege tax. Motion to adopt a $5 occupational privilege tax, municipal slash municipal service tax under Act 511 of the Local Tax Enabling Act.
Second.
Any questions?
Thank you.
No questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Buckman,
Yes.
Dr. Kraus.
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll,
Yes.
Mr. May,
Yes.
Mr. Pratt,
Yes.
Mrs. Shute,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Sokol,
Yes.
Mr. Menhart.
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
D, earned income tax. Motion to impose a 1% earned income tax under Act 511 of the Local Tax Enabling Act. This tax is to be shared on a 50-50 basis with the township and the borough.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Dr. Kraus. Mrs. Kroll,
Yes.
Mr. May,
Yes.
Mr. Pratt,
Yes.
Mrs. Shute,
Yes.
Mr. Sokol,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Menhart.
Yes.
Okay, number 3, cafeteria renewal 2024-25. Motion to approve the 5th-year food service management company renewal with Sodexo with a budget amount of $648,949.46. And excuse me, that's the 5th year of this agreement, right? That's, okay.
Final year, yes.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
I forgot who I started with last time. Was it you, Jamie? Okay, so, Mrs. Kroll,
Yes.
Mr. May,
Yes.
Mr. Pratt,
Yes.
Mrs. Shute,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Sokol,
Yes.
Mr. Buckton,
Yes.
Dr. Kraus.
Yes.
Mr. Menhart.
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Number 4, motion to approve the 2024-25 homestead and farmstead exclusion resolution as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. May,
Yes.
Mr. Pratt,
Yes.
Mrs. Shute,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Sokol,
Yes.
Mr. Buckton,
Yes.
Dr. Kraus.
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll,
Yes.
Mr. Menhart.
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Number 5, motion to approve the 2024-25 insurance rates, including legal liability with Arthur J. Gallagher /CM Regent in the amount of $76,353, which is an increase of $6,975.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Pratt,
Yes.
Mrs. Shute,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Sokol,
Yes.
Mr. Buckton,
Yes.
Dr. Kraus.
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll,
Yes.
Mr. May,
Yes.
Mr. Menhart.
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Number 6, motion to approve the 2024-25 workers' compensation insurance with Arthur J. Gallagher /UPMC Work Partners in the amount of $65,260, which is an increase of $4,265.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Check. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Shute,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Sokol,
Yes.
Mr. Buckton,
Yes.
Dr. Kraus.
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll,
Yes.
Mr. May,
Mhm.
Mr. Pratt,
Yes.
Mr. Menhart.
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Number 7, motion to approve the bank signature cards as presented.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes.
Mr. Menhardt?
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Number 8, motion to allow the business manager and the local school district auditor to make the necessary budget transfers at completion of the 2023-24 audit. A complete list of transfers will be provided to the board for acceptance at the completion of the audit.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Just, the audit's done, right?
No.
That's the one for this year.
This year, okay. Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Menhardt?
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Number 9, motion to approve the following depositors for the Carmichaels Area School District for the 2024-25 school year would be Community Bank and PSDLAF.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Menhardt?
Yes.
9-0.
Number 10, motion to approve Coalition as the cyber insurance carrier in the amount of $15,027, a CM Regent Insurance Company, which is a decrease of $2,550.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Questions? Roll call, please.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Mr. Menhardt?
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Number 11, the insurance broker. Motion to approve Arthur J. Gallagher as the broker of record for all insurance coverages for the 2024-25 school year.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mr. Menhardt?
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Number 12, motion to approve James Sharguts as the contracted consultant at the rate of $75 an hour or $550 a day as needed.
Second.
Questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. Menhardt?
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Number 13, motion to approve the contract with AMCA Systems, the contract pending the clarification of dates as presented.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Questions? Roll call,
Was
please.
that Mr. Pratt, did you second that? Sorry. Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sokol?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Menhardt?
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0.
14, motion to approve the copier agreement for 63 months with AMCOM which is Xerox, at a monthly cost of $3,783.63.
Second.
We have a second, Mr. Kraus. Questions?
Just so everyone knows, this is no increase.
That was mine.
Yeah, this is no increase to the cost we have right now.
And is it still the same, we're getting all new equipment with it? Is all-
Yeah, everything that was
discussed?
presented in the budget meeting is what's on there.
Okay.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Shu,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Sokol,
Yes.
Mr. Buckton,
Yes.
Dr. Kraus.
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll,
Yes.
Mr. May,
Yes.
Mr. Pratt,
Yes.
Mr. Menhardt.
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Thank you, Mr. May.
That concludes my report.
Thank you. Activities and athletics, Mr. Pratt.
Number one, varsity girls volleyball head coach position. Motion to offer the varsity girls volleyball head coach position to Cameron Coffey with salary and terms per the professional contract effective immediately.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number two, drama club sponsor. Motion to approve Amanda Anderson as drama club sponsor with salary and terms per the professional contract effective the 2024-25 school year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Opposed? One abstention. Mr. Buck. Abstain. Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Pratt. Transportation, building, and grounds. Mr. Buckton.
Thank you, Mr. Menhardt. Facilities, motion to approve the request for facility items A and B below as presented.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Any questions?
The drama recital, I see that's June 3rd and 4th, 2000.
It's already,
That's
yeah.
Huge success.
I thought maybe we had, that's for next year's.
Oh, that's for
There was nowhere to stand.
It's next year.
Oh. It is?
25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to,
think it's time
make
for
sure that's in the
glasses.
notes, that's.
Right, she does that every year.
Okay, do we have a second?
Yeah, we have one.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Upgrade practice field area. Motion to approve the plan to upgrade the practice field area with no cost to the district as presented.
Second. Questions?
Questions, Mr. Franks, have you, have you been informed of this project, or are you on?
I've heard about it, I wasn't asked about it.
Okay, so you're not directly involved?
It's, I was understanding that I'm not involved in it at all.
Okay, that's my question.
possible?
You're not involved in it at all?
Yeah, how is that possible?
He's not going to be involved in
The work.
the work.
Taking the
Is he
manpower
gonna
away
be-
from the,
But is he gonna be responsible for cutting it, cutting the grass? Is he gonna be responsible for watering it? Is he gonna be responsible, like,
It says
zero cost to the district just seems unreasonable to me. And I just need to make sure it's being covered somewhere.
Yeah, that's what the proposal had said.
My question was more in laying it out and being, I don't want somebody coming here and doing something without your blessing. Okay, I think we've had that happen in the past. Well, I'm not gonna pick on where it was, but I believe anybody coming in to do anything at no cost to the, I'm all about that, believe me. But it has to have his blessing and his blessing.
Is there specifications on any of this? Because, I mean,
No,
Well, I asked.
I just asked for specifications on it.
We talked about this at the budget meeting.
We did.
Everybody was on board,
We did.
everybody knew what was going on. I have no idea.
Yeah.
but It
That's
seemed
okay,
like
that's okay.
everyone was on board and it was
No.
good. I don't know, just.
I have no
Is this
problem
in that
with it as
flooded
long as
area?
they do, Dave, that's all.
Is this in the flooded area down there?
practice
Does
field,
anybody?
it's right at the edge,
Practice
where I
field.
think it's in the drive.
right beside the
Yeah.
softball field
I-
on the other
I
side
know-
of the walk.
I know where you're at now. Okay.
I think it'll be a big improvement. I just want to make sure that these guys are involved. We've had-
It's a swamp.
Well, I don't care about that. It's, in the past, we've had people come in and do things, but maybe they don't. I just want them to be in charge of it, that's all.
Okay. Did you get a second?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'm sorry, the second was Mr. Smith. Correct. Yeah.
Thank you.
We good? Yeah. High school sewer pipe lining. Motion to use competitive pricing procedures as complete high school sewer pipe lining project not to exceed the amount of $19,000.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Hold on. I lost track. Okay, I'm good. Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Sokol,
Yes.
Mr. Buckton,
Yes.
Dr. Kraus.
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll,
Yes.
Mr. May,
Yes.
Mr. Pratt,
Yes.
Mrs. Shu,
Yes.
Mr. Menhart.
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Thank you, Mr. Buckton.
Thank you.
Technology Curriculum Instruction. Mrs. Kroll, anything to report?
Nothing to report.
Thank you.
I'd like to say a few things.
Sure.
You brought up earlier in the meeting about the graduation, and I just wanted to, there was a couple of students that spoke, and they shouted out a few teachers, and I just wanted to repeat who the teachers were, because I thought there were Stoka, McCombs, Lane, Polino, Hess, Hathaway, Briggs, Shimko, Rice, and Willis, and Miss Thomas. And to the students who spoke, Miss Chloe Mitchell, Alex Lawrence, Ambrose Adams, and Faith Willis for singing, you guys did a good job.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Shu. Business Manager Report. Mr. Moorcraft.
I need a motion to approve bills and payment of $1,150,129.49 as presented.
Do I have a second to that motion?
We need a motion.
So moved.
Oh, okay, we need a
Right, Mr.
motion
Stoker.
first. All right, now we need a second.
Second.
I'll get it right. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Sokol,
Yes.
Mr. Buckton,
Yes.
Dr. Kraus.
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll,
Yes.
Mr. May,
Yes.
Mr. Pratt,
Yes.
Mrs. Shu,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Menhart,
Yes.
9-0.
Need a motion to approve the secretary, treasurer, and other financial reports as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, do we have a motion for that report? I mean, a motion.
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Other reports, federal programs, Mr. Berry.
Nothing to report at this time, sir.
Thank you, sir. Legislative report, Mrs. Shu.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Public relations, anyone? Thank you. Comprehensive plan, representative, Mr. Moorcraft.
Nothing to offer.
Mr. May, GCC and TC representative.
Very quickly, the food truck from the new food truck will be at the Coal Festival on the 18th of August. Okay, so whatever day, I think that's a Sunday. So they'll be down here, you can see them. Second thing is our meeting is moved till the 28th of this month for budgetary purposes, and I won't be there. And hopefully I've talked to some representatives, maybe I can get somebody there. That's all I have to report.
Thank you, Mr. May. Safety and security.
Nothing to report this time, Mr. President.
Well, thank you, and I would like to thank Chief Miller for his report this evening. It was very informative. He did a good job. Okay, a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.